Hello YouTube, it's StrongMonk74 here, and I am bringing you some gameplay from BF4. That's right, it's taken me a while. I know the game's been out for a while, but I had a few issues. My recordings weren't working right, and it's taken me a little while to get around to it. So I'm finally here, and this video is just basically my initial thoughts and feedback and my ideas on BF4 and basically how I've been enjoying the game, or maybe I haven't been enjoying it, but that's what this video is all about. So I guess the best place to start is with BF3, kind of naturally. I kind of got a little bit tired of that game. When I was playing it, I played it mostly on console, I have to admit, and I just grew a little tired of it. It's so much. There's so many things with BF3 that I didn't really enjoy too much. But the main thing was that it had become, very much a run and gun game, I thought personally, and it didn't matter what sort of game modes you were playing, whether it be something like close quarters or domination as I'm playing now, or even if it was conquest, rush, whatever, squad deathmatch, team deathmatch, everything. It all had become a little bit too run and gunny for my liking. I don't enjoy playing that way. It's a game style from another franchise. If you ask me, if I wanted to play that way, I'd go ahead and I would buy that game from that franchise. But I played BF3, or I tried to play BF3 and Battlefield because I enjoyed the slightly more tactical approach, the slightly slower gameplay, and the need to do things like use cover and stuff. And having more or less given up on Battlefield 3, I didn't hold too much hope for BF4, I have to admit. I honestly didn't think it was going to be that great. And you know what, to be honest, I have to say I am pleasantly surprised at the moment. I guess for me anyway, one of the main things they seem to have changed in BF4 is soldier movement and how the gun mechanics work. Soldier movement seems to be a little bit slower. And I like that. I like that. Soldier movement is just a little bit slower. It's forcing people to try and play a little bit more tactically and not just charge around. But one of the main things is the gun mechanics. If you ask me, the gun mechanics have been radically changed, and in my opinion, that's just for the good of the game. It's really made this game much more thoughtful and tactical, and you can see people just moving around a little bit slower. And what I mean by gun mechanics, for me anyway, I play on PC now, so on PC, if you ask me, when you play if you're trying to fire on a move, if you're trying to strafe from side to side, which is one of my main things that I used to enjoy doing, is I used to strafe from side to side, try and make myself a bit of a harder target to hit when I was aiming at someone. That was is a good enough tactic, but they kind of seem to have got rid of that a little bit in BF4, and what basically I find now, maybe other people don't find it quite so much, but what I definitely find in BF4 now is if I'm strafing from side to side, or if I'm moving at all when I'm firing, the penalty they've seem to have put in place is massive, and it's actually, I do really like it, because it's actually making people stop and use a bit of cover, and they're trying to fire from cover rather than just charging out into the middle of the ground. And you can now see that there's a lot of people, like, this is sort of thing what I'm talking about right now, is I'm trying to check my corner. It's forcing me to check my corners a little bit more, like just popping my head around a corner and just exposing way too much of myself out there in the middle of a corridor, or in the middle of a road, or a field, whatever it is. It's no good. You have to be trying to use a bit of cover when you're trying to engage the enemy, and it's happening all over the place. There's players all over any map, any game mode you're playing. That's what I'm finding anyway, and I'm loving it. I love that fact. I really do enjoy the fact that they've done that. Another nice little feature that they seem to have listened to is the suppression. The suppression mechanic has changed drastically, and it's so much better now. I mean, you can still get a little bit suppressed, but in no way is it as unbelievably overwhelming as it was in BF3. And you know, as much as I like playing tactically and stopping people charging around and you know, playing a little bit more, I don't know, sensibly, I guess, or more to my style, because I am getting a little bit older now. So you know, just running around is probably not that easy for me. But yeah, just anything that can anything that helps that is I find I'm really starting to enjoy it. And another great thing I'm liking with this little clip that's coming up now is one of the new game modes, Obliteration. It's absolutely fantastic, if you ask me. It's a little bit in the same bracket as uh, Domination. It's got that quick pace to it, but it's very objective based. You know, it's very clear what the objective is, and if you don't play that objective, if you just try and camp rooftops, you know, out in the middle of nowhere, if you try and play that, you can, and you'll probably get a few good kills and stuff, and your KD might be all right, but you will lose. And you know, there's no way you can win if you're not pushed up with your teammates, if you're not trying to help them out, if you're not dropping ammo, all this sort of stuff. You know, I'm loving it. And dropping ammo, that's another thing. It just reminded me. You know, there's a lot of players out there who are hating the fact that you know what they've done with regards to the ammo. You know, you replace a mag in your weapon. If it's got ammo in it, you lose that ammo. You know, there's a lot of players hating that because they find they're running out of ammo. Then you know, they don't have anywhere near as much ammo as they used to have before. They can't last as long in the round as they could before. And you know what? All that seems to have done, in my opinion, and what I'm finding is it's encouraged more teamwork. You know, like so, I generally tend to play support quite a bit. That's my favourite class in BF4, and you know, so I try and throw down ammo whenever I can and stuff. But one of the things I used to find was that you know no one used to throw down health, and now all of a sudden there's people throwing down health packs left, right, and centre. You know, every soldier basically plays his part now in a team. You know, and again, there's another nice thing. I keep thinking of all these nice things that they seem to have done. You know, the res, like the fact that you can only res people a certain amount of time. It means that certain game modes, you know, where ticket counts are so important. I know a lot of game modes there are ticket counts are very important, but in game modes like, for example, squad deathmatch, you know, they were dominated by people playing assault in BF3, and you know, everyone was playing assault and just resin. You know, same for rush. You know, it kind of almost ruined those game modes, because there was one class, and if your whole team was playing that class, you know, you more or less won. BF4, totally different ball game, totally different environment. It's you know, you've got so many players now, or there's so many different classes being used out there. Everyone's trying to play a different class, and everyone's trying to do their bit. I love what they've done with the game, and it's made it much more team orientated. And I love it. I can't argue with it at all. That's not to say they got everything right. You know, I don't know about on console, but on PCs definitely, you know, there's major things like client or server crashes, which they seem to be trying to address, but you know, they still yet again released a game which isn't quite finished, if you ask me. My single player, I can't complete that at the moment because that's decided it's going to hang. So you know, there are still issues with the game, but for an EA release, sorry, it's not bad. You know, it could be a lot worse. They have released things in a lot worse condition in the past, and this is a lot better. You know, again, spawns, like you can see there, spawns is another thing that needs to be looked at. There are issues, without doubt, there are issues, but for me, anyway, personally, I have to say the good definitely outweighs the bad, and for me, this is going back to what I think it should be. Yeah, I'm no surprised. I'm enjoying the gunplay because I found out that the guy who was in charge of Battlefield 2 multiplayer was brought back for the multiplayer in BF4, and it really tells. And that seems to have just led to a little bit better teamwork going on. When you're playing with a few randoms, they seem to be I don't know, just seem to be more team orientated, and basically the game just feels and plays a little bit more how it should do. Well, that's just my opinion, but let me know yours. I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am. But for now, that's me. I'm done. I'm out of here. I'll catch you next.